Hello, this is News Mongolian MNB World. I'm Jugdir Gambold. And for our top stories. Cabinet meeting adopts measures towards economic stimulus and stability. Mongolia advances gender equality. Mongolian powerhouse IHC Esports clinched the victory in PUBG Mobile Global Championship 2023. For other news, stay with us. In the latest regular cabinet meeting, a set of measures were announced to stimulate economic growth and ensure stability. Notably, a total of 280 billion MNT has been allocated to provide loans to meat and cashmere processing enterprises. This funding, sourced from commercial banks, aims to support key sectors of the economy.
The approved 24-month loan carries a 6% annual interest rate with the state budget subsidy for interest capped at 13% annually, following the policy rate set by the Bank of Mongolia. Officials have been assigned to oversee the prudent allocation of these funds. Additionally, provincial governors are entrusted with monitoring the quality and safety of the reserved 8,000 tons of meat earmarked for the capital city's population for the spring of 2024, covering about 50 to 70% of needs. A decision was made to import up to 100,000 tons of wheat to enhance flour production quality, with potentially positive implications for agricultural sector. The meeting highlighted the implementation of Government Resolution number 233, focusing on macroeconomic stability. The resolution includes various directives such as the digitization of permit issuance by state organizations, streamlined regulations for business meeting standards, and the introduction of livestock and meat trading at agricultural commodity exchanges. These measures aim to address urban meat prices while supporting rural household incomes. Other directives include intensified medicine and medical supply distribution from a single source, prompt implementation of measures to enhance road capacity, immediate activation of RFID system to alleviate traffic congestion in the capital, and efforts to boost tourism while attracting external banks to invest in Mongolia. The cabinet remains hopeful that the successful implementation of Resolution number 233 will contribute to achieving these set targets, including a 7% economic growth and single-digit inflation in 2024. This strategic approach reflects the government's commitment to fostering economic prosperity and resilience.
On December 12, 2023, the Standing Committee on Social Policy and the Standing Committee on Justice of Parliament jointly organized a meeting to discuss the implementation of the Gender Equality Law. The gathering featured the presentation of a comprehensive report by Mongolia's Minister and the Chairman of the National Committee for Port Revival, Mr. Tolak, outlining the government's initiatives in 2021 and 2022 in advancing gender equality.
Minister Tolak began by highlighting Mongolia's significant progress, citing the World Bank's Women, Business and the Law report, which positioned Mongolia among the top 20 countries with a score of 90.6 out of 100. Furthermore, he pointed out that Mongolia secured the 70th spot out of 145 countries in the World Economic Forum's Global Gender Gap Report 2022. The minister further emphasized the government's commitment to gender equality as reflected in the implementation of two national programs, a strategic plan and gender-specific initiatives in 15 sectors in the capital and 21 provinces. Additionally, the National Committee on Gender Equality is executing 2022-2031 intersectoral gender equality strategy. Despite these efforts, Minister Tolak acknowledged persistent gender gaps across all sectors and levels as revealed in 2019 analysis. The report outlined ongoing initiatives including the establishment establishment of a national framework for enhancing gender equality, gender-sensitive policy planning and implementation, and efforts to strengthen gender research. Addressing gender-responsive budgeting and financial management challenges, Minister Tolak proposed plans to expand and enhance the utilization of gender disaggregated data, known as GDD, and statistics within gender studies. Furthermore, he emphasized the need to align legislation related to development policies and asset allocation to ensure gender equality. The Deputy Minister for Labor and Social Protection, Zulfikar, added insights into gender-responsive budgeting's tangible outcomes within the Employment Promotion Fund of Mongolia. Notably, in 2021-2022, the Employment Support Program saw the participation of 55% and 59.4% women, respectively. Zulfikar also highlighted improvements in supporting women's employment in enterprises and organizations within kindergartens and child care rooms as mandated by the new labor law.
In a spectacular showdown in the Ülker Sports and Event Hall in Istanbul, Turkey, on December 10th, the PUBG Mobile Global Championship 2023 reached its climax, boasting a record-breaking prize pool of $3 million.
The spotlight of the grand finals shone brightly on IHC Esports from Mongolia as they emerged, securing the coveted title of PUBG Mobile Global Champions. The team's stellar performance over the three-day event earned them a cash prize of $400,000, solidifying their status as the undisputed winners of the fourth edition of this prestigious championship. The intense battles during the grand finals featured the world's top 16 teams, including 4 representing Mongolia: IHC Esports, Stalwart Esports, NB Esports, and 4 Miracle Vibes. After 18 matches spread across 3 days, IHC Esports claimed the top spot with an impressive 142 points, accompanied by 110 eliminations and 1 chicken dinner. Stalwart Esports closely trailed by 4 points, securing the runner-up's title, while the promising 4 Miracle Vibes exhibited phenomenal skills in their inaugural PMGC tournament, finishing fourth with 124 points, including 84 eliminations.
For me, it's harder to maintain the position of the leading team rather than becoming the champion. So we will try hard not to lose the title of being the champion. Mental stability is vitally important when it comes to esports. So during the major championship, we concentrate only on our games.
Unfortunately, NB Esports faced an early exit, ranking 31st after being eliminated in the survival stage before the last chance event held on November 24th of 2023. In terms of winnings, the PUBG Mobile Global Championship crowned IHC Esports as the ultimate champions, taking home a total of $453,000. The second place team, Stalwart Esports, received $263,000, while the third runner-up, for Miracle Vibes, claimed $144,000. NB Esports received $28,000 for their efforts in the competition.
Please take a look at currency exchange rates provided by the Mongol Bank. Please take a look at foreign news partnered with international news agencies. Ecuador's Foreign Minister Gabriela Summerfield on Wednesday met with the U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken at the State Department in Washington, D.C. Blinken congratulated Summerfield on her new post and spoke about U.S.-Ecuadorian cooperation in regional issues, and also Ecuador's current role in the United Nations Security Council. Summerfield spoke about cooperation between the U.S. and Ecuador on issues including security, economics, and immigration.
Our two countries have benefited from decades of cooperation, and we see that cooperation on a bilateral basis, we see it on a regional basis, we see it even on a global basis, including with Ecuador as leader of the UN Security Council in this moment. The work that we're doing together on migration, on hemispheric challenges like Haiti, as well as the global agenda at the UN, could not be more important or more valued, and we're grateful for that.
Thank you so much, Mr. Secretary, and thank you all for receiving this Ecuadorian delegation. It's as well very important for Ecuador to make its first overseas visit to the U.S. This shows how important is the U.S. for Ecuador regarding cooperation, regarding bilateral relationship, strengthening work in security matters, economic matters, migration matters. So thank you very much for receiving us here today.
Israel's defense minister said Thursday that his country's war with Hamas will last more than several months. Yoav Gallant said the remarks while meeting with the U.S. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan in Tel Aviv.
Hamas is a terror organization that built itself for a decade to fight Israel. And they built infrastructure under the ground and on the ground, and it is not easy to destroy them. It will take and require a long period of time. It will last more than several months, but we will win and we will destroy them.
Israel will keep fighting Hamas despite international calls for a ceasefire, its prime minister said after at least 9 Israeli soldiers were killed in an ambush in one of the deadliest single attacks that Palestinian militants have carried out since the ground invasion of Gaza began. Israel has drawn international outrage and rare criticism from the United States over the killing of civilians. More than 18.4 thousand Palestinians have been killed, according to the health ministry in the Hamas-controlled territory, which doesn't differentiate between civilian and combatant deaths. Israel says 113 of its soldiers have died in its ground offensive after Hamas raided southern Israel on October 7th, killing about 1,200 people, mostly civilians, and taking about 240 hostages.
On a visit to Japan's Yokosuka Naval Base, UK Defense Secretary Grant Shapps announced that UK Carrier Strike Group will visit Japan during its deployment to the Indo-Pacific in 2025. The announcement follows soon after a signing of an agreement between Japan, the UK, and Italy to establish a joint organization to develop a new advanced jet fighter.
1, 2, 3. Thank you. Thanks very much. It will really show the closeness of our relationship, which, not just in the air with GCAP and the 6th generation jet, but also at sea with our navies working together as well, bringing our countries into ever closer work when it comes to making sure we help defend the Indo-Pacific. It is an understanding that in a more contested world, you can't just sit back and wait for things. You have to be prepared, and that is really in order to maintain the status quo and maintain peace, whether that's in the Indo-Pacific or throughout the rest of the world. But the way to do that is to make sure that we're on the front foot, and that's why we are so proud of our relationship with Japan. I've had excellent discussions today and actually over a number of months now.
The three countries had agreed last year to merge earlier individual plans for Japan's Mitsubishi FX to succeed the retiring F-2s developed with the United States and Britain's Tempest to produce the new combat aircraft for deployment in 2035. Japan, which is rapidly building up its military, hopes to have a greater capability to counter China's rising assertiveness while welcoming Britain's bigger presence in the Indo-Pacific region.
All right, that's all for today. Thank you for staying tuned. We'll see you next time with more news and updates. Have a great day ahead.